California, but with numbers coming in now, it's becoming clear who will, who might, or who will not be in November's election.
Bass will face either reality TV star Spencer Pratt or Councilmember Nitya Raman. The job of finding a job was a little easier last month, according to payroll processor ADP. ABC's Jim Ryan says the company's monthly employment report found a record number of new private sector positions created in May.
122,000 positions opened up, with 8 out of 10 sectors that ADP looks at showing gains. Education and the healthcare sector led the hiring spree with 57,000 positions. The payroll processor says median annual pay is now at $61,500, a 4.4% increase from May of last year.
ADP says small companies with fewer than 20 employees accounted for 49,000 of the new jobs, easily outpacing companies with over 500 workers. Several people still being held hostage inside a California bank by a man who reportedly has a bomb strapped to his body. Bakersfield police say 2 hostages have been released since the incident began around 1 p.m. Tuesday. Police say the suspect barricaded himself inside the bank and hostage negotiations are still underway. A decision on whether a Franklin strip club can continue operating has been pushed back. City leaders postponed action Tuesday on renewing licenses for On the Border Gentlemen's Club. The measure stalled after 3 council members voted in favor, 3 others abstained.
When did we ever have multiple abstentions?
I've never seen it in 10 years. 5 ayes, 1 abstention, motion carries, held over till the 16th, June 16th, 2026 meeting.
The review comes months after 4 men connected to the club were charged in a wide-ranging human trafficking case. Time for news about your money at the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. The Dow is down 381 points. The Nasdaq down 146. S&P 500 off 30. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth. Annex Private Client. Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Sports, traffic, and weather up next. Outdoor Living Unlimited. WTMJ News Time 10:05.
I look across Wisconsin, see all those farms, all those fields, and there's one thing I know. You have to keep going. Things don't wait. And that's a bummer if your shoulder's barking at you every time you pick up a bag of feed or seed. Those knees aching, screaming at you when you're climbing in and out of the tractor cab. That back, well, you've been ignoring that for a while. Surgery's not an option. I get it. 6 months of recovery is not in your vocabulary. And you don't want to get hooked on pain pills. You just want to get through the day. Let me introduce you to Dr. Caravelli and her team at QC Kinetics. Regenerative treatments that use your body's own healing tools, concentrated, put right where you need it. That means no surgery, no opioids, no long recovery sitting on the sidelines watching your fields go to weeds. Let's get you that relief now. QC Kinetics. Call them today. 414-667-5559. 414-667-5559. They've got weekend appointments available as well because they know you can't just take a Tuesday off. QC Kinetics.
WTMJ's Eric Bilstead here. You know, it's been more than 3 years since we got our garage door from J.D. Griffiths, and it still looks brand new. I'm telling you, it's quiet, it's smooth, and honestly, I didn't realize how much of a difference a quality door would make until we upgraded. J.D. Griffiths, they've been doing it for decades. They're local, trusted, and they handle everything. Try the website, jdgriffiths.com/WTMJ. Schedule your free consultation from J.D. Griffiths.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting WTMJ.com/contests. That's WTMJ.com/contests.
A new deck from Outdoor Living Unlimited is built to last. We are Wisconsin's #1 TimberTech deck installation team. For amazing ideas, go to Outdoor Living Unlimited's Instagram page. For a free estimate, go to OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. The Brewers secured a series victory. Milwaukee beating the San Francisco Giants 8-3 at home. Teams continue their series tonight. Packers running back Josh Jacobs returned to the practice field Tuesday. Jacobs was arrested last week on charges of battery, domestic abuse, disorderly conduct, and intimidation of a victim following an incident after which police were called. Taking a look at the roads with your WTMJ Time Saver. Traffic still watching that. A big delay, 3 miles or more of delays observed. I-41 north from Silver Spring Drive to Appleton Avenue. That's highways closed because of a crash there. A semi-truck is blocking that road. We'll keep you updated on that.
Traffic is sponsored by Capri Communities. Enjoy Life Active Aging Symposium. Visit EnjoyLifeSymposium.com. Live life to the fullest at Capri's Enjoy Life Symposium on Wednesday, June 10th. This free event for older adults includes speakers, exhibitors, activities, and more. Register today at EnjoyLifeSymposium.com.
Here's your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Sunny and nice today. 77 up to 81. Inland for the high. Clear, comfortable tonight. Low 57. Partly cloudy, warm tomorrow. High up to 88. Then rain and thunderstorms likely on Friday. Mostly cloudy skies. High 85. Chance for morning rain or storms Saturday. High of 81. Then sunshine back on Sunday. High 73 lakeside. 83 inland. 70 in Madison. 71 in Green Bay. 69 in Milwaukee. I'm Connie Weber. Outdoor Living Unlimited. WTMJ News Time 10:08.
Broadcasting live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue. It's time for Point Taken. Here are your hosts, Steve Scafidi and Kristen Bry.
And happy Wednesday, everybody. Good to be with you on the air. 620 WTMJ. You can find us on YouTube.
Always on YouTube.
You can subscribe to the show on YouTube.
YouTube's a good watch, because I can't control my face.
Yeah, you're very readable. Is that the right word? I don't know.
Yeah.
Probably a better word, but people can tell where you or one of these or like that kind of stuff. I'm probably more like composed.
The thing about watching you is that you're like a squirrel. The amount of times I'm editing videos where I'm talking and I like Joe and Bill will be here and I can't even cut to you because you're like clearly not listening to me. You're looking at the time, you're looking at the computer,
text
not
line,
paying attention.
notes.
So you're a little less.
That's what Kathy says about me, like a squirrel.
I think you're undiagnosed ADHD.
Oh, stop! You shouldn't do that. That's not appropriate to diagnose people like that.
I'm saying my thoughts as someone who has it.
Mm-hmm.
I watch your behavior. I watch how you kind of flit from
topic to topic.
High
performance, though.
How you forget what you're talking about. Yeah, but a lot of ADHD people are high performers.
I'm not saying they're not. I don't diagnose people on the air. All right, so I'm curious about this topic, and it's something that we've sort of touched on before in the era, as I called it in our notes, the hold your nose era of politics. It's more to it than that, and the sort of candidates that are out there, certainly the elected officials that we have to deal with on a daily basis, whether it's in the state or the country, and even the world for that matter, and what it says about the options for voters. It's a fascinating topic.
Because I feel, for the longest time, right, it was like, oh, I could never run for office. I have too many skeletons in my closet. Or,
no, that's not true anymore.
And that's not true anymore, right? As far as there is, and I think it probably started with Trump. As far as, the grab him by the pee came out right before the election, and it didn't change anything, right? No. And so all of a sudden we're in a new era of, this is not marriage. This is a representative. And like how much of a role model do you want your elected official versus someone who can win, someone who's good policy, but like accepting that these are imperfect people, and how imperfect until it's disqualifying, right? And so we bring this up because we didn't even touch on the Graham Plattner stuff from the weekend, but now locally, yesterday, Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel printed a story that said that Francesca Hong, who, for instance, if you believe the polling, is the front runner for Democrats for the race for governor, and that she was sued for nearly $30,000 in debt that she owed to Capital One. And so it was a recent lawsuit, too. This isn't like years ago. This was May 26th in Dade County Circuit Court against Hong, seeking to be repaid for $29,344 she charged on a Discover card since 2011, and she stopped making minimum payments. The campaign spokeswoman has now said that as of June 2nd, the debt was paid off. They asked if that was campaign funds. She said absolutely not. And then this was their, if you want to call it spin, if you want to call it how they framed it for the campaign. Quote, like 80% of Americans, Representative Hong has debt, specifically from business expenses that rose astronomically during the pandemic. She leads from a place of knowing the endless struggles with bills and the stress that places on families every day. Her policies will help Wisconsin residents develop greater economic stability and success.
Here's my issue with this. One, you're running a campaign. You know this looks bad. You know at some point a smart journalist, an enterprising
or a different campaign with opposition is going to feed it. Yeah.
I would actually say if this was a business attributed debt, everybody can understand the pandemic was hard, especially on restaurant owners and people that worked in that area, public-facing jobs. But if it's something more than that, now you put yourself in a position, if it's not what you're saying it is, you're essentially.
Well, we don't know.
We
right?
don't
like
know.
we don't know what if this was personal debt, if it was a combination. Because I think a lot of business owners. I know, like
Sure.
Mike's an entrepreneur. A lot of stuff goes on his business card, and then sometimes he doesn't have it, and so he puts it on his personal card and whatever.
Yeah.
Like when you own your own business, sometimes like the back and forth between your personal finances and your business finances is not perfect.
Here's my specific question for the campaign, and that can be Francesca Hong or her representatives. How'd you pay it? This debt is from, it actually goes back farther than the pandemic. So how did you all of a sudden come up with, what was the number?
$29,344.
So you went from not making minimum payments to paying off the debt. How is that possible? What happened? That's a reporter's question.
That's a reporter question
journalist.
that I'm sure in future forums or interviews
That's coming up. It's
that
coming
will
back.
come. But the bigger question specifically of not even specific to Fran Hong, but then we talk about Graham Plattner, who obviously his entire campaign for months now, like the old stuff is the tattoo that he got drunkenly but turned out to be a Nazi symbol.
Skull and crossbones is how he describes it.
Thousands of Reddit comments that are clearly from an angry person and he talks about going through PTSD when he was like living on Reddit like that. And now it came out that his old campaign manager, who had left the campaign right when the campaign started, Graham Plattner's wife, had disclosed to her that there was sexting to multiple women that happened early on in their marriage. And it seems like what happened was that campaign manager left the campaign and then leaked that to the New York Times and Wall Street Journal. And again, another thing that doesn't show great judgment on his part, but also like there's a lot of people who have had affairs or deal with affairs. And it sounds like Washington Post went and interviewed a lot of voters, and there's people who are like not happy about it, but aren't going to change their vote. And then we have the false equivalency of pointing to Texas, and you have Ken Paxton, who has actually like been accused of breaking the law, but there's going to be a lot of people who still vote for him. And it's just, at what point does bad decisions, bad behavior become disqualifying?
Personal conduct.
Because it seems less and less, I don't know, and like, or how much does it even make people relatable?
That's my thing is, when does it give you pause as a voter to say, whatever it is, whether you're talking about not paying your debts, sexting, Paxton's got like a long list. I think you went through them yesterday, the day before.
Last week we went through all the different things.
I mean, a long list of stuff, yet he's the guy that the president has endorsed for the Senate position. Then there's Kirk Bankstead, who didn't get enough signatures. Even though he said he'd be the strongest candidate in the field.
Well, he got enough signatures, but he put the wrong date on a handful. Like for 500 of them, they put the date, because you have to put the general election date on. And so it's like it's a stupid, trivial thing, but like details matter when you're running.
So I guess for the audience, all of you listening, on whether it's on YouTube or over the air or online, what's the line on this stuff? Is it just we just let people be people? No one's perfect. We all admit we all have our flaws, faults. We all do crazy things on occasion. What's the line, or does it matter anymore?
Because then you think about Berrien, and Bill Berrien's campaign just came to a screeching halt once he had followed the wrong people on Medium.
Well, because Dan Bice got him. Yeah, the late Dan Bice, who we miss every day. All right, we'll take a break here. What do you think? 855-616-1620. What's that line? Or does it matter anymore? How do you make that decision as a voter when you look at some of the conduct of the people running or that are in office? We'll discuss after this.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. In 1845, the first clerk of Washington County built a quaint one-room cabin in the Kettle Moraine Forest. In 1933, Ray Wolf, an avid outdoorsman, restored the cabin, built a basement bar, and opened it to fellow equestrians. It became headquarters for many a fox hunt, and the historic Fox and Hound Supper Club was born. And now, when you buy one dinner, your second dinner is free every night, every night. Choice steaks, seafood, ribs, the roast duck. How about the surf and turf? Vegetarian options, any entree, all buy one, get one free. Desserts and ice cream drinks, my favorite part of the meal. Also, buy one, get one free. Wind down with an old-fashioned. Choose from 20 bourbons, more than 120 wines in the rustic bar, and there are 8 unique dining rooms. Experience a spectacular summer drive through the Kettle Moraine to the Fox and Hounds, recently honored as the second most popular supper club in the state by restaurant critic Troy Munson. Near the Holy Hill Shrine, it's the famous Fox and Hounds.
Dave Spano, CEO of Annex Wealth Management.
We have a contractual agreement that we give our clients, this fiduciary standard of care. We also say fee-only fiduciary. So a lot of people are kind of twisting it these days and saying, I'm a fiduciary some of the time. I call them part-time fiduciaries. And that's the reason why we say fee-only fiduciary. That means we do not accept commissions.
Know the difference with Annex Wealth Management. Click Get Started at annexwealth.com.
Are you hosting an event, launching something new, wanting to get the word out about your part of the state? Be a featured guest on the WTMJ Experience Wisconsin show. Share your story, promote your event or business, and connect with fans all across the state. I'm John Merkier. I'd love to interview you. We reach listeners from Milwaukee to Madison, Green Bay to La Crosse, everywhere in between. It's Experience Wisconsin. Ready to shine a spotlight on your business or company? Email me, john@WTMJ.com for more information. john@WTMJ.com.
Geez, Chris, and I'm Steve on Point Taken on this Wednesday edition. We were just talking to a break. It's every candidate has flaws. Every person has flaws. No one is perfect. But when you put yourself out there, one, I applaud people that actually make the effort to run for office because it's not easy.
Not easy. And you open yourself up to all these things being public.
Absolutely.
And then even if you don't win, there's a bunch of stuff that people know about you that they probably wouldn't have had you not run.
Yeah, and in the current environment, even if you win, half the population hates your guts, you know, for all sorts of reasons, most of which have nothing to do with logic or common sense. Lots of texters weighing in. Character matters. Was ambushed by a bunch of Trump voters on a fishing charter in Sitka, Alaska in 2024. They harassed me because I said I wouldn't vote for Trump because of the lack of character. I let them keep going to the end of the hour ride home, then I told them I voted for Haley in the primary and would do so again. I support that Haley choice. I wish she'd stick around.
You had me at Haley.
I wish she'd stick around because I think we saw the power, at least polling power she had against Trump. She was always the number two. Trump won, her two. I hope she gets back in because I would love, as a Republican, for her to be the first woman president. That sends a message to all the Republicans who think Trump is the answer or think the extremism is the answer. She's actually a proven governor and a United Nations ambassador. All right. Do you think age is a factor? Because how you act as a young person versus like an adult, or a young adult versus
you get excused. Well, and that's the thing, right? Because now we have, with J.D. Vance in the White House, and so as we have millennials who basically starting in college for most of us had access to uploading our drunken nights. Our digital cameras, putting it on a Facebook photo album and naming it some stupid 2006 music lyric. So there's way more information for most of us who are millennials that you can tap into. I always joke that if I were to ever run for anything, there is hundreds, if not thousands of hours of me talking on the radio that some AI LLM is going to be able to run through and find crazy things that I have said over the years. But who knows if that would be disqualified, right? And so I think, yes, to a certain extent, you're like, oh, your frontal cortex wasn't, your frontal lobe wasn't fully formed before you were 25. Yeah. We have some excuses for things, but it's also does it matter if it's breaking the law? Does it matter if you're cheating? Does it matter on your financial? Because we had the same thing with Mandela when he ran for Senate, right? Yeah. As far as property taxes and was it parking tickets?
I asked him at State Fair when he joined me during that campaign, and he got irritated about it.
And it's is this just stupid? Because for me, I thought about this morning as far as I've been in debt. I made a stupid decision. We'll see if it's stupid or not. But I had my ex-boyfriend who was not American. I put him on my credit card and to help him build his credit score. And for years, we were paying it off. And then during the pandemic, he put a lot of money on that card. And I was really scared because he could just have gone back to France and not thought about it. He did pay it off. But that, I could have just been saddled with tens of thousands of dollars of debt because I decided to trust a boyfriend. And so stuff like this happens. And
that
so
happens
how
all
much
the
do
time.
how much, or medical debt, right? And so it's how much do you say this is a relatable thing versus this is bad for someone who's going to be in charge of the budget? This is a bad sign.
To that point, the texter from the 414, I feel like making personal errors like not paying your bill is a bad choice, a bad look, but doesn't necessarily define you as a person. The way you treat people should. crimes against other people should almost always disqualify openly insulting and disrespecting others, racism or sexism over lying to the public. Yeah, I mean, we all get that,
Well,
right?
that's the thing. It's like, I feel like often the conversation around celebrities are not role models because you have like a Taylor Swift or back in the day, Britney Spears of, the impressionable young girls are looking up to you. And so often what's her face? Miley Cyrus, when she was twerking all over the place and being like, I don't want to be a role model. Like, I just want to be myself. But how much should the expectation be that politicians are role models? Or are they just there to carry out the policies that you want to see happen?
I believe in the role model.
They should be the best of us.
They should be, yeah. The brightest, best. And I don't know if we always have that. And
should we pay them more then if we're expecting them to be
probably,
the best of us?
because for a lot of, even people see the salaries of members of Congress, they go, wow, that's a lot of money. It actually hasn't gone up in a long time. From the 262, it does matter. Integrity matters. If it doesn't matter to voters, I question their integrity. All of the infractions you've mentioned would be deal breakers to me. If a person can't manage their own life with respect and dignity, they certainly are not capable of managing an office.
Even if you disagree with the policy of the other candidate, right? Because it's like
hold
that's
your
like
nose.
hold your nose.
Yeah. It's not an easy thing. To the point, though, if we are going to continually relax our standards, if they're not going to be the best and brightest, they're not going to be as clean as possible, as almost perfect as they can be, then should we have any standards at all? Or are we just going into the what I would call the reality TV version of politics, which is
Speaking of which,
yeah, right?
Spencer Pratt coming in second in the mayor's race in LA yesterday.
Yeah. So
and Steve Hilton, who's not a reality star, but he was a TV host on Fox, right?
Yeah. I whether it's The Rock or some of the George Clooney, some of these people, they're going to cross over into politics at some point. Is this, Trump, obviously being Trump, Celebrity Apprentice, that certainly propelled him to the status required so that people name a small town in Wisconsin that no one's ever heard of, knew who he was from watching him on TV. Other than that, did they know much about Trump? He's a rich guy. But they knew.
Well, and also, he was kind of in decline the years ahead, leading into
it
The
reestablished
Apprentice.
him.
He was in debt. It was not like he was crushing it and then took a hiatus to go do the TV show. The TV show revived his persona.
Steve, you're a big fan of Paul Ryan, but even Paul Ryan bowed out after so many years. I've been trying to get Paul on the show for months. He doesn't do a lot of interviews anymore, but I have this running dialogue with his handlers. So if you're listening, I'd love to get him on either the show or the podcast because I have a lot of respect for him. I've had massive debates over the years about Paul Ryan and what he meant to politics and what his stepping away meant. Bottom line is he's on the board of Fox.
He's doing fine.
Yeah, he's making more money than he ever made probably as a politician. I just have a lot of respect for him. What do you think? 855-616-1620. We'll take a quick break here on Point Taken on 620 WTMJ.
Let me tell you the story of Jack the Giant Slayer.
1-2 pitch, and he lines one into right, coming in is Churio, diving. Did he make the catch? He sure did! Jackson Churio!
The Brewers clash with the Giants tonight at American Family Field.
Jackson Churio with a dazzling play.
Our Brewers Radio Network game day coverage starts at 6:05. This series is sponsored by the Hot House Tavern, Left's Lucky Town, and Revere's Wells Street Tavern. We are the home of the Brewers, WTMJ.
Hey, it's WTMJ's Steve Scafidi. For 70 years, Geist has been the trusted garage authority in Wisconsin. Don't let a busted garage door get you down. Call my friends at Geist, G-E-I-S, today with brands like CHI, LiftMaster. They have doors for every budget. I'm working with them on an new opener. I have the original, and the thing works half the time. They can build custom doors to your design, your budget, and check out their showroom in Brookfield. It's absolutely amazing. And ask to go see the opener room because the apps and technology that are in that room now are amazing. And you'll be surprised what's happened in that industry. For swift and reliable garage repair solutions, go to geiststores.com, visit their showroom in Brookfield, check it all out, including their custom designs. Don't think twice, called Geist, G-E-I-S, geiststores.com.
Your home is about as personal as it gets, right?
We want to build a relationship with homeowners, not only educating them, but we're getting to know them and allowing them an opportunity to get to know us.
Yeah, the interview goes both ways. Mm-hmm. Getting to know people while also serving them. It's so much more than just, okay, we're replacing your roof.
Besides that, it's just the right thing to do. See how Big Fish Contracting is renovating homes and redeeming an industry at bigfishcontracting.com.
Here's to sweet summer days together with friends and family in Wisconsin. to discovering magic in every moment.
Hey, Mom, over here.
And to reconnecting through a world filled with wonder.
Wow.
Here's to Supper Club celebrations and dancing until the sun goes down. Here's to those who Wisconsin. Plan your summer getaway at travelwisconsin.com.
Many people feeling close to retirement ask themselves, do I have enough?
Am I missing something?
At Diversified Wealth Strategies, we provide clarity during our complimentary, no-pressure consultation. We're independent advisors using big firm tools with a boutique-style approach.
And no crickets. We stay in touch so you're never left wondering.
At Diversified Wealth Strategies, let us show you how to capture the upside, limit the downside, and feel good inside.
Visit dwstrategies.com.
Securities and investment services offered through Mosaic Wealth Inc. Member FINRA SIPC. Mosaic Wealth is separately owned, and other entities and/or marketing names, products, or services referenced here are independent of Mosaic Wealth.
For the ones who get it done, Grainger offers the professional-grade products you need, delivered when and where you need them. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by.
Find furniture for life from Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee.
A lot of thoughts from all of you on the text line. The Siding Limited WTMJ Talk.
It's a good topic.
It is a good topic because we're at this, it's overstated, the crossroads of how the future unfolds in this country. And in my opinion, as an older white male, we've seen a degradation of the rule of law and standards and all this thing, even dress codes and all that. It's a more relaxed society. And I think some of that's playing out in our politicians.
Well, this is a great one from the 715. I think for Dems, I think for both, but he said this person said I think for Dems, we have to be ready to deal with some level of messy, real people candidates instead of the Ivy-born and raised white men who have dominated the party historically. Real people have messy lives because they don't have the money to keep their nose clean and records scrubbed. I think that's a great point.
Yeah, I don't think race has anything to do with it.
Well, so. I think it's more of, if you look at history of who is way overrepresented as our elected officials.
That part's true.
Right? That's a fact. That's not a race thing. That's just
a
fact.
But there's no racial determinant that says you're going to be a bad person or break the law.
No. But I'm just saying, as far as when you look at who we thought could be elected officials for most of our history, it looks different. And now there is a wider range of people that are running for office. I mean, even still, like the representation of working class people for office is way underrepresented versus what the actual demographics are, right? Because it's expensive to run. You have to be able to take time off. Like, there's a lot of barriers to entry to even run that is more affordable for people who already have money.
Money is the big barrier, which speaks to your point. All right, after the break, Tim Sullivan will join us talking about Watertown, ABC.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. A hostage situation in Bakersfield, California, now over. The suspect, who was holding an unknown number of people and threatening to detonate a bomb, was shot and killed by an FBI agent on the scene. All of the hostages are free and no one else was harmed. The Supreme Court giving the go-ahead to allow a congressional map in Alabama that was previously struck down for intentionally discriminating against black voters. ABC's Devin Dwyer has more on the three liberal justices who dissented.
Strong words from Justice Sonia Sotomayor, joined by the others. She said that the court did unleash chaos because it's so close to the election. In fact, Alabama has already had its primary vote. The governor saying overnight that she is now scheduling a new special primary in August 11th, for these new districts that are going to be implemented.
Primaries in a handful of states last night, including California, where Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass will advance to a runoff. This is ABC News.
Limited WTMJ News Time, 10:31. I'm Connie Weber. Decision Wisconsin. A candidate for Wisconsin governor's fallen short of qualifying for the ballot. The Wisconsin Elections Commission says Minocqua Brewing Company owner Kurt Bangstad submitted just over 1,500 valid signatures. Bangstad was short of the 2,000 required to run in November. Election officials found dozens of nomination papers listed the wrong election date, referencing the August primary instead of the November general election. Bangstad can still appeal the commission's decision. Democratic gubernatorial candidate Francesca Hong says she's paid off credit card debt after a lawsuit brought the issue into the spotlight. The Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel reports Capital One filed the lawsuit last week, alleging Hong had nearly $30,000 in unpaid charges and stopped making the minimum payments. Hong's campaign says the debt came from business expenses and has since been resolved. Jefferson County authorities will resume their search this morning for a man who disappeared in the Rock River. Sheriff's Office dive team searched Tuesday before stopping for the night around 9 p.m. Officials Officials have not released additional details about the man or the circumstances surrounding the incident. Time for news about your money with the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. The Dow is down 394 points, 50,913. NASDAQ down 156, 26,937. S&P 500 down 31 points at 7,578. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Taking a look at the roads now with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. I-41 North still closed north from Silver Spring Drive to Appleton Avenue because of a crash, maybe for another 2 hours, delays of over 3 miles. Exit to 27th Street from I-41 894 East also closed because of a crash. Here's your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Sunny, nice today with a high 77 lakeside, 81 inland, clear tonight with the low 57. Partly cloudy, warm tomorrow, high of 88. Rain and thunderstorms likely on Friday with a high of 85. Just a chance for morning rain and storms Saturday. Partly cloudy, high 81. Sunny Sunday, high 73 to 83. 72 in Madison, 73 in Green Bay, and 70 degrees in Milwaukee. I'm Connie Weber. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 10:33.
AccuNet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
This is Chief Homebuyer Helper Brian Wickert. One of our senior loan consultants recently helped their first-time homebuyer client win over 13 other offers. Of course, it was a team effort with their buyer's agent, and it centered around helping our clients understand what little difference there was to their monthly payment to offer over the asking price. And again, what little difference it would make to give the sellers peace of mind that they'd still buy even if the appraisal came in up to $20,000 short. But that's not all. Our consultant also texted and called the listing agent to reinforce how well qualified our buyers were and that they could, in fact, still close even if the appraisal came in low. Your AccuNet consultant will help you understand your options so you can decide how aggressive you want to be. Then we do everything possible to help you win. Don't let someone else end up sleeping in your dream home. Know your options and get your rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval by clicking on the blue button at AccuNet.com. That's ACCUNET.com.
WTMJ's Eric Bilstead here for Tri-County Contracting. It's time, isn't it, to update the look of your house, but you don't even know where to begin. First step, Tri-County Contracting, WI.com. Yes, Tri-County's been in the roof business for 47 years, but Chuck, Tony, and the crew also handle siding. They've got design consultants that can help you. No exterior contractor will do what Tri-County Contracting can do for you. Tri-County Contracting, WI.com. It's siding that'll make you love your home again.
Want to stay up to date with the crew?
3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Slider down and away, and it fooled him.
Tune in to Brewers Extra Innings with Dominic Cotroneo after every game.
After watching video and reading stats and talking to scouts about Drouin, this is going to be the dude you're like, wait, he was in that deal as well? He was in the same trade that got Kyle Harrison because Kyle Harrison was going to be the headliner, and we're already seeing the benefits of that so far.
Or listen anytime on the Brewers All Access podcast feed. We are your home of the Brewers, WTMJ.
If you remember listening to the show, first of all, welcome to Point Taken. Kristen and Steve on this Wednesday edition. We were talking about the Watertown story. That was hot news for a couple of weeks.
I was so bummed because I was gone the week that the finale to the story happened when the kids got to perform at the church in Watertown, and they got the original composer to come and conduct. And I was like, I got to watch it while being in Cameron, Wisconsin. I was like, this is such a good ending to this story. It made me very happy, but I didn't get to talk about it on air.
And I can tell you that your Music Doesn't Make You Gay clip still circulating widely on social media. That thing's
still true. That music does not make you gay.
Still true today. And joining us in studio, Tim Sullivan from Watertown, regional editor at Adams Multimedia, who knows all about this story in exquisite and extensive detail. So, first of all, welcome.
Well, you were on a year ago, almost exactly.
Yeah. Coincidentally enough, also about the school board in
a
slightly different context. But yeah, it's great to be back.
So I guess let's set it up for people. There has been massive turnover on that school board. Not that that's unique. It's happened in a few other districts that I'm aware of because I'm doing a project on school boards and school districts. But first of all, let's start with the maybe the not so obvious one. Why was there massive turnover on the Watertown school board?
Yeah, so a year ago when we spoke, just over a year ago in the spring nonpartisan elections, there was, I guess you could call it something of a wave election, and a group of really conservative people. And don't get it twisted. This is a really conservative city generally, but there's been a bit more of a balance in the kind of public representation, municipally, school board, et cetera. And there was a wave election of a bunch of fairly right-wing people. And then the remaining centrists and or people on the other side of the political spectrum, one after another, I think there were 4 resignations, and they were replaced by the standing
appointed.
Yeah, and the resignations were replaced by people that the right wing essentially of the school board appointed.
And why did they, if you know,
yeah,
or if there was a trend, what was the reason they left?
All of them spoke to us. They spoke to me, and they spoke to my reporter Ed Zagorski, who does an excellent job covering schools in Watertown. And they said we were essentially. You can't be forced out from this position, but they felt like they were being, kind of pushed out the door.
Bullied?
Yeah, essentially. I think you could say that would be a fair way to describe how they were perceiving their treatment by the other members of the school board. And one after another, they resigned. And one of the members of the school board, Diana Johnson, I spoke to really extensively. And she said, look, they are trying to get people who don't have the exact same value system that they do to resign so that they can install people that they want to have on the school board who are very, very aligned with their political viewpoint, which unfortunately is not supposed to be part of these nonpartisan jobs. And Steve, I think last year when I was on here, I said, you served in a nonpartisan role. You understand exactly.
Yeah.
Certainly some of these issues break down along partisan lines, but for the most part, they are nonpartisan positions for a reason. And the people who were the remaining members of the school board kind of were trying to change that a little bit.
So what do we know as far as the wave of the people who were elected and then now the people that they've subsequently appointed? Like, what is their ideal world when it comes to the Watertown School District of like what policies, what are they trying to accomplish?
Yeah, I think there's a couple specific members of the school board who basically have a Americans for Prosperity or the Charlie Kirk organization. I can't remember.
Points.
Yes. That is kind of their vision of how they want a school board and how they want a school district to operate. Kind of along, again, the national talking points essentially in conservative media are the things that these people, and there are a couple of them that have made no secret, they see this as a stepping stone to state political office, to national political office. There's definitely a striving
political ambition.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It is a means to an end. Yeah.
All right. Okay, so let's fast forward to the most. What are we talking now? A month and a half ago or a month ago? When the story about the music.
Not even a month ago.
Not even a month. The piece of music that was not even words, but a piece of music that offended some people because of the origin story of that piece of music.
Yeah, so the school, the orchestra for the school, the teacher for that class is Reed Ledoux. He had chosen a piece of music. They were going to perform it. It is called A Mother of a Revolution. The composer is Omar Thomas, and he ran this past the interim superintendent of the school district. The long-term superintendent is on leave for undisclosed reasons. The school board has essentially suspended him.
And we don't know why.
Yeah, they won't reveal it. And I think the realistic thing going on here is that they don't want somebody who can push back against the school board. They want somebody who they can kind of control a little bit. And that's
sort of an interesting strategy because I've been interviewing a lot of school board members, and it's supposed to be a simpatico relationship.
Yeah, and I think the suspended superintendent is a real pro, PhD, Dr. Jared Burke, and they kind of wanted somebody who had a little bit less of a desire to push back on them. And I don't know that for sure, but certainly the tea leaves point in that direction.
Anyway, I said it when we were talking about this the first time. As far as I know, the instructor followed the policy.
Yeah.
They reached out like they were instructed to do with the policy to parents. And except for a couple.
Yeah, I think there were 3 parents that tried to opt out.
But then we actually got corrected that there ended up only being one parent. That after they got more information, there ended up only being one parent that was opted out.
Yeah, so Reed Ledoux took this to the interim superintendent, and he took it to the school board. Jason Bull is the interim superintendent. Took it to the school board, took it to the board president, who at the time was Craig Wortman. He is now the vice president or something. After their election in April, they changed their roles and all that, but. And he said, "This is fine. We'll move along with this." One of the more zealous members of the school board caught wind of it later, and when the people who have more of the partisan viewpoint get a hold of these things, it kind of changes the context in which this all happens.
It also increases turnout at school board meetings.
Yeah. A lot of these school board meetings, school board meetings typically happen across the street from our office at a very small little office building.
Oh, yeah.
They've all been in the multi-purpose area at the high school lately. But once that happened, I think you got things to start breaking down along those partisan lines. And you had the people who were a little bit aggressive about it on the school board, who wanted to kind of put their stamp on this and essentially draw a line in the sand for often to get national media not realizing maybe how it would turn out in terms of the perception.
And it is embarrassing. And I know a lot of people in Watertown who are not happy with the coverage. Tim Sullivan joining us, regional editor at Adams Multimedia. Stick around through the break. Lots more to talk about. Watertown School District, a decision that they still rue in many ways. What are we? 4 weeks later. Interesting topic. We'll continue after this.
Hey, y'all. It's the Rocket Roger Clemens here. Spent a lot of time pitching heat. Years later, the pain in my joints remind me of those days, but I'm not looking to sit still, and I definitely am not interested in going under the knife. That's why I chose QC Kinetics.
Not just for elite retired athletes. QC Kinetics gives everyday folks joint pain relief using regenerative treatments that work with your body to help repair joint damage.
No surgery, no long recovery, whether it's your knees, hips, shoulders, or back. My friends at QC Kinetics will help you get moving again so you can get back to doing the things you love.
QC Kinetics medical professionals will look at your x-rays or MRI to determine if you're a good candidate.
I trusted QC Kinetics to help me feel like myself again, and I'm proud to recommend them to you.
Call QC Kinetics today and schedule your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics 414-240-2298. That's 414-240-2298. 414-240-2298.
Get fantastic deals on ceiling fans when you shop at Menards. A quick install ceiling fan from Patriot Lighting will make your ceiling fan install a breeze. They're loaded with extra features designed to help save you time. Plus, we offer a great in-stock selection ready to take home today. Save big in our huge selection of ceiling fans. Plus, check out our weekly flyer on Menards.com for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
This message reaches 1 million people or more every week. Spreading the gospel is more than one voice speaking to 1 million. It is and must continue to be 1 million voices, each speaking to one, pointing them to our friend Jesus.
The Lutheran Hour with Dr. Michael Ziegler.
The Lutheran Hour, Sunday mornings at 6:30 on WTMJ.
So it's about time you spruced up your home. Nothing major. You're not looking to spend a ton, but you are looking for something that'll give your quarters a little upgrade. You know there are a lot of things you can do with glass. Simply beveling your mirrors can do wonders. You can mill out your wood cabinet doors and replace the center with attractive glass inserts, or customize them with unique handcrafted artistry, or maybe a theme. You could even install a new glass shower door and add some real appeal to your bathroom. They're all pretty affordable home improvements. And Les's Glass Service has been helping homeowners like you for just about longer than anyone in town. You probably don't realize how affordably we can help you reach your home's full potential. But we do, and we can show you countless options. So if it's a new glass shower door, fogged or broken insulated glass replacement, or affordable glass and mirror home decor that you've been looking for, you just can't pass on Les's Glass. Les's Glass Service, serving all of southeastern Wisconsin. Find us at lesglassservice.com.
Continuing our conversation with Tim Sullivan, regional editor at Adams Multimedia. Talking about Watertown, I guess for us who've stepped away for the last few weeks of talking about this story, like what's the next step here? Is this current makeup of this board, are they interested in changing the policy to an even more strict policy? Is it something else? Is there a dynamic that's shaping their relationship with the members of their district? What's going on there?
Yeah, last time I was on about a year ago, we talked about how some of the people who had been kind of part of this wave, this right-wing wave, had their moment where they realized that they were kind of in it for the wrong reasons and had kind of opened their eyes and been a little bit more reasonable in the time since. And Craig Wortman, who I mentioned previously as essentially approving this when he was still the president of the school board, is one of those people who kind of decided that he he didn't want to play the partisan games, and he wanted to show up and do the job like it was supposed to be done. He actually did not appear at the school board meeting where the school board eventually said, we're not going to allow the orchestra to play this piece of music. And the other person who I think is another one who has kind of come around and realized, oh, this is a nonpartisan job. I'm supposed to do this kind of as a pro rather than as a zealot, is Lori Hoffman, who's actually, I believe, still the chair of the Dodge County Republican Party. So this is not a person who has a different partisan leaning, and that's why she's acting appropriately. She was the only one at that meeting who voted against removing the piece from the repertoire. So a couple of them have kind of come around a little bit, and another one before the April election, so not directly involved in the story, kind of stepped down and said, I don't want to have a part of this, and her seat was filled. So I think even from the people on the school board, there's recognition from some corners that, hey, we need to be doing what is best for the students of the school district, not what is best for
that's generally
our
their
political
mission
aspirations or whatever. Yeah. So even internally, there's a little bit of, I will call it personal growth, I guess.
Yeah.
And then within the community, I think the backlash essentially, especially because Emmanuel Lutheran Church in Watertown said, this piece is going to be played, and you're going to play it at our church. And this is not like one of the progressive churches.
This is one of the churches that has like all are welcome and like the trans flag hanging outside.
It's not that sort of church. And for them to be the ones to say this is ridiculous. Let's not play these partisan games. It has shown up basically as an embarrassment. And I don't know how that's going to play in next April's elections, but I do know that it's something that is kind of percolating within the community.
Well, and that's what I found interesting as far as the camaraderie among the students who walked out. Because I imagine, as you said, Watertown is a conservative town, right? And so imagine that when you're young and you're in high school, a lot of, if you have any political beliefs, they usually kind of mirror what your parents are saying at home. And so the fact that there was the walkout of all these students, including athletes and some of the kids that you think maybe wouldn't care about the orchestra that much. And so did that surprise you as far as what the students' reaction was to this?
A little bit. There's certainly something to be said for students saying, oh, let's walk out of school. It's going to be great.
Fair.
But yeah, for the most part, I think this is where you saw Craig and Lori especially say, oh man, this is really an overstep. And if the students are near universally saying this is ridiculous, don't do this, maybe we've gone too far. Maybe we are trying to kind of impress our values instead of our ability to run an effective school district into this position.
I think I know Watertown pretty well. Been there many times, have friends who live there still. Would you say it's generally a conservative city?
Yes, extremely. Yep.
Okay, so I've heard a lot I get a lot of emails from doing the show. I've heard from a lot of people from this area, and I would say 8 out of 10 were embarrassed by this. Would that be a correct depiction of what you're hearing and seeing?
Yeah. So we run a lot of letters to the editor in our paper generally, and we have run 10 times as many letters to the editor lately as we do on a typical week or a typical month. And I can't recall a single one that was saying, oh, the school board was great. They did the right thing. The only thing that I can think of that kind of falls into that category is Lori Hoffman herself saying, hey, we followed our policies. This is the decision we made. And again, she's the one who voted against this decision to remove the piece anyway. So she's kind of saying, as the president of the school board, I need to stand up for what the school board has done more than saying we did the right thing.
Do you think this will have impacts when they all start to run for re-election?
It could, but at the same time, I think there's also a certain amount of digging in that not only these individuals, these 7 individuals on the school board, but also like the members of the public saying, oh, it's embarrassing to us, but it's the outside world trying to tell Watertown how to be rather than. It's a very insular sort of place, and it's got its idiosyncrasies as all places do. But I think that's one that could, at the very least, make it so that not a ton changes electorally.
Interesting.
Next elections, that'll be whatever that is. But on a timeline of this story, anything happening in the near future that would impact, and that's why I asked the policy question, anything like that on the horizon?
I think the thing that people should keep an eye on is the final disposition of Dr. Jared Burke's contract status, because he is somebody who is under contract through 2027, so he has another school year to work, and he's mysteriously on leave as Jason Bull and Sarah Udenhoven, stand in as the interim co-superintendent.
So is this like a Bucks coach situation where they're paying 2 people to do one job?
Yeah, sort of.
I think so. Dr. Bull, Jason Bull, is the technology director for the school district, and Sarah Odenhoven is the principal at one of the elementary schools. I don't even necessarily know if they're getting an additional stipend to do an additional job, but
they are paying someone to not work basically right now.
Essentially, yes. There's a paid leave situation that is going on.
And as we all know, budgets are very tight.
That's what I mean. As far as
and this is a school district that one of the things that we spoke about last year was school board members were saying, do not pass this referendum.
Yes.
And now they came back and universally said, we need to pass the referendum. So there's a lot of change.
Another daily reminder why real journalism matters. I love doing these segments. Tim Sullivan, thanks for reaching out. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, of course.
We'll wrap the first hour of Point Taken after this on 620 WTMJ.
Mark Olson here. Now is the time to declare your independence from the outdated kitchen during the Redo Cabinets 4th of July event. Redo Cabinets, where hundreds of homeowners have discovered the benefits of refacing old kitchen cabinets, celebrates America's 250th birthday. Redo Cabinets, where you'll find premium cabinet facings made here in the USA, and you can choose from dozens of colors, various hardware, and accessory selections. During the Redo Cabinets 4th of July celebration, get $1,776 off your entire cabinet project and a free backsplash, and no payments for 12 months. That's right, no payments until 2027. Incredible savings. Call us today for a free, no obligation consultation. Redo Cabinets, 414-677-6417. That's 414-677-6417. Or visit us online at redocabinets.com. Don't replace it, redo it with Redo Cabinets.
Hey, it's WTMJ's Steve Cavity. Celebrate active aging at the Enjoy Life Symposium. Join Capri communities and adults 55 plus for a free high-energy day at the Enjoy Life Acting Aging Symposium. Live entertainment, a senior fashion show, and speakers like, get this, Melinda Myers and Chef Michael Fecker, the Ukulades, and Milwaukee's Dancing Grannies. Capri Communities brings it all together for one unforgettable day, Wednesday, June 10th at Elmbrook Church in Brookfield. Register now at EnjoyLifeSymposium.com, and you'll be entered to win a Green Bay game day experience. That's EnjoyLifeSymposium.com.
Attention, Merle girls. Your summer gift with purchase is available now at Merle Norman Cosmetic Studios. Shop the new Mediterranean-inspired shades of our Italian summer collection and the latest skincare to qualify. Your gift features trial sizes facial cleansing wipes, foundation primer plus, lasting cheek color, and plush lip liner. Available now while supplies last at Merle Norman Salon, Brookfield Square. Free with the purchase of 2 or more Merle Norman cosmetic products. Cosmetic accessories not included. Offer valid while supplies last or participating Merle Norman Cosmetic Studios only. Limit 1 per customer. We reserve the right to modify the gift if needed. Promotion not available at merlenorman.com.
Are you ready to answer the call of the wild? From the sweeping plains of the Serengeti to majestic Victoria Falls, our 2027 guided Fox Group vacations with African travel are ready to book. Witness the Great Migration, track the Big Five in South Africa, or explore the breathtaking landscapes of Tanzania. At Fox World Travel, we curate deeply meaningful journeys that connect you with the heart of Africa. Space for these bucket list safaris is limited and filling fast. Visit foxworldtravel.com or call 866-GO-FOX-GO to start your journey today.
Find furniture for life from Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee.
Keeping you updated on culture and creativity. What's on Tap with Sandy Max.
The creator of this massive Bob Uecker mural is in the studio with me right now, artist Mauricio Ramirez.
Take it piece by piece, step by step, and just focus on a certain area, that most difficult part of the mural, which is the portraiture work. I'm just really hyper-focused on making sure that I get all the details right.
Weeknights at 6 on WTMJ and the What's on Tap podcast on WTMJ.com. WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
I mentioned it with Tim Sullivan that real journalism matters, and CBS fired a awesome journalist, Scott Pelley.
This is spicy.
It is spicy, but I want to get to it because if you can tell as a listener, I'm at least I know you are as well.
We're very pro-journalists.
Yes.
But not journalists.
We're not journalists.
People think we're
not.
People think we're journalists. We work in opinion. We do not work as journalists.
That's the distinction about this show. We also try to balance the opinion with both sides, which is also unique. But this one blows me away because I admire Scott Pelley. I've actually had a request to have him on my podcast like a year ago, and he's a busy guy. I mean, he's not going to get.
He didn't get back to you.
Maybe
he's got a lot more free time now.
Maybe
he'll get back to you now.
But stuff like this matters, and how it shapes what we all know about what our leadership in this country, states, locally are doing. That's why Tim Sullivan matters. That's why the great journalist we had on yesterday,
Caitlin Antamia.
yeah, tremendous reporting. That's why this stuff matters. And we're going to talk about it next half hour. And I don't want to say this because it bothers me, but are we signaling the end of journalism, real journalism? I hope not.
I say no.
I hope not. I hope you're right. Quick break.
AccuNet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
This is Brian Wickert, owner of Wisconsin's own AccuNet Mortgage. I get that most home shoppers just go with their bank when it comes to getting pre-approved, but that's probably a mistake because banks have a lot of overhead like branches, fancy headquarters, and layers of management. That means their closing costs are typically $1,000 to $3,000 higher than AccuNet's for exactly the same rate. And that's not all. Bank pre-approval letters are usually weak and unconvincing, especially compared to AccuNet's rock-solid, fully verified pre-approval that provides a $2,000 guarantee to you and the seller. Our senior loan consultants will also look at every possible way to strengthen your offer and pre-approval in the eyes of that seller, especially if you're offering over the asking price. We even call the listing agent to reinforce what a great buyer you are. Banks don't do all that. Click on the blue button today at AccuNet.com and let our passionate mortgage pros help you win while you save a bunch of money too. That's ACCUNET.com.
Before you go looking for an area rug that you'll have to settle for because you think that the one you really want will be out of your budget, come to Design Exchange, where you'll find a formidable selection of Oriental, Persian, and other wool area rug choices at 25 to 70% off retail. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor on consignment at a value. Design Exchange in Heartland and Pewaukee.
Design Exchange.
If you're trying to find really good, high-end, distinctive furniture, the kind they just don't make anymore, then come to Design Exchange. But you better get here quickly, because the best furniture we take in on consignment doesn't usually last long. It may be vintage, it may have once been out of your range, but now you'll find it's priced right. This is Katie with Design Exchange, where discerning buyers with discriminating tastes come to find premium home decor at a value.
Design Exchange.
Our children deserve a real chance to make it in life, and a good education is a passport to opportunity. At City Ford Collective, we're working to make sure there's a great Milwaukee school for every Milwaukee family, because more good options lead to better outcomes. And who doesn't want that? Together, we can give every child the foundation they need to thrive, and a stronger future for kids means a stronger future for Milwaukee. To learn more about our mission, visit us at cityfordcollective.org. That's cityfordcollective.org.
Bikers need protection, not just from other drivers, but unfortunately from insurance companies too. We've been fighting for injured bikers and their families for more than 30 years. Call Gruber Law Offices today. One call, that's all.
Transform your home today. Exterior Pros. Trust the pros.
Let me tell you the story of Jack the Giant Slayer.
1-2 pitch, and he lines one into right. Coming in is Churio, diving. Did he make the catch? He sure did! Jackson Churio!
The Brewers clash with the Giants tonight at American Family Field. Our Brewers Radio Network game day coverage starts at 6:05. This series is sponsored by the Hot House Tavern, Left's Lucky Town, and Revere's Wells Street Tavern. We are the home of the Brewers. 620 WTMJ, Milwaukee.
11 o'clock, we have 70 degrees. It's going to be sunny and nice today. High 77 lakeside, up to 81 inland. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Connie Weber. Milwaukee leaders bringing in outside attorneys as federal investigators continue reviewing aspects of Wisconsin's 2020 election.
The Common Council approved legal representation for the Milwaukee Election Commission after the FBI began contacting election officials in the area and Milwaukee police officers. Federal authorities have not commented on the investigation. City leaders say they plan to cooperate with any requests from the FBI, but they continue to stand by the results of Wisconsin's 2020 election. Neil Doyle, WTMJ News.
A new Marquette Law School national poll finds President Donald Trump's approval rating continues to slide. The survey found nearly 40% approve of Trump's performance, 62% disapprove. Approval on the economy stands at 30%, while 22% approve of his handling of inflation and the cost of living. Poll also found majority of Republicans would support a Trump-endorsed candidate in a GOP primary, highlighting his continued influence within the party. The U.S. Supreme Court's given the go-ahead to allow a congressional map in Alabama to be used in an overnight 6 6-3 decision. The High Court's conservative majority allowed the maps. More from ABC's Devin Dwyer.
Bottom line is this is the culmination of years of litigation in Alabama. It is now removing one of those two majority black districts, a seat held by Democrats, and is the latest indication now that these race-based politics, including those that protect minority voters, are starting to give way to a new era.
That map was previously blocked by lower courts, even from judges who were Trump appointees. Some key races still to be decided after 6 states held primary elections yesterday. In California, the races for governor and Los Angeles mayor still up in the air. Democrats Javier Becerra and Tom Steyer, along with Republican Steve Hilton, vying for 2 spots in November's general election for governor. Reality TV star Spencer Pratt close to securing a spot on November's ballot to go against incumbent Los Angeles mayor Karen Bass. Standoff with a hostage taker at a bank building in Bakersfield, California is over. Here's ABC's Alex Stone.
All of the hostages who were inside the Chase Bank building have now been safely rescued by the FBI and Bakersfield police. Since yesterday, they'd been trying to negotiate with the man who was known to have a long criminal history in the area, who went into the bank building and claimed to have a bomb strapped to his chest. On Tuesday night, he released 2 of the hostages. At one point, police could see hostages inside the building on their knees, but sources say they've all been rescued. They are safe. The suspect is dead. It is now over.
The situation started yesterday afternoon and stretched into the early hours of this morning. The UW Board of Regents will vote this week on a proposed 2% tuition hike for in-state undergrads at UW system schools.
Maggie Gurin is a sophomore at UW-Madison. Gurin believes rising tuition and the cost of living in Madison are a double whammy.
Rent on average is anywhere from $1,000 to $1,500 a month for students, and you're already struggling to fit in school and work, and then it's just more money that's being added on every year.
If approved, this will mark the 4th consecutive year of tuition increases since the state legislature lifted a decade-long tuition freeze.
I love my classes, program professors, but it's still frustrating to see that increase every year.
Greg Matzik, WTMJ News.
A vote is scheduled for June 4th. Private sector hiring grew more than expected in May, adding 122,000 workers. Payroll processor ADP reports today the numbers were up from 105,000 in April and better than market predictions of 110,000. The numbers were strongest since January of last year. Education and health services saw the most growth with 57,000 new hires, followed by trade, transportation, and utilities. Time for news about your money with the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. The markets are down. Dow is off 426 points. The Nasdaq down 216. S&P 500 is down 42 points. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Sports, traffic, and weather up next. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 11:04.
Hey, just think about how much your father means to you, or maybe your grandpa. WTMJ's John Mercure here. Father's Day is almost here. Show your love and appreciation. Treat your dad to the all-you-care-to-eat Father's Day buffet at the historic Fox and Hound Supper Club. It's all your dad's favorites for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, including prime rib and homemade desserts. And kids and grandkids under 3 eat for free. Relax with an old-fashioned, maybe a Bloody Mary, a mimosa. Choose from 120 wines, 8 beautiful dining rooms. Your dad will love that patio in the woods. If Father's Day doesn't work, how about taking your dad to the Fox and Hounds tonight? Buy one dinner, get one free. The Fox and Hounds is hugged by the Kettle Moraine Forest. The summer drive, the views are spectacular. Just off Highway 167 near Holy Hill. Reserve your Father's Day all-you-care-to-eat buffet today. It's far less than what you'll pay anywhere else. Google, call, enjoy a free dinner tonight. Serving from 4 p.m. It's the Fox and Hounds Supper Club, the famous Fox and Hounds.
Here's to sweet summer days together with friends and family in Wisconsin. To discovering magic in every moment.
Hey, Mom, over here.
And to reconnecting through a world filled with wonder.
Wow.
Here's to supper club celebrations and dancing until the sun goes down. Here's to those who Wisconsin. Plan your summer getaway at travelwisconsin.com.
Shopping for new windows and doors shouldn't feel like a negotiation. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin doesn't believe in games. They never inflate pricing, and there's no high-pressure sales pitch. Just premium windows and doors built for long-term comfort, beauty, and peace of mind. Buy direct through Pella, and one trusted team handles everything with Pella-certified installers every step of the way. Real pricing, premium quality, no games. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. Brewers secured a series victory. Milwaukee beat the San Francisco Giants 8-3 at home. Teams continue their series tonight. Packers running back Josh Jacobs returned to the practice field Tuesday. Jacobs was arrested last week on charges of battery, domestic abuse, disorderly conduct, and intimidation of a victim following an incident after which police were called. Coach Matt LaFleur said Jacobs' return was business as usual ahead of the season. Taking a look at the roads with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. Not business as usual on the freeways this morning. All lanes of I-41 north from Silver Spring Drive to Appleton still closed, as they have been the last several hours. Because of a crash, they may be closed for another hour or so, delays of over 3 miles. The exit to 27th Street from I-41, 894 East was closed because of a crash. That has now been reopened. Here's your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Sunny, nice today. High 77, Lakeside 81, inland clear tonight, low 57. Partly cloudy, warm tomorrow, high of 88. Rain and thunderstorms likely on Friday. Mostly cloudy with a high of 85. A chance for rain and storms Saturday morning, then a high of 81. Sunshine returns on Sunday, 73 Lakeside, 83 inland. It's 73 now in Madison and in Green Bay, 70 degrees in Milwaukee. I'm Connie Weber. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 11:08.
Broadcasting live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue. It's time for Point Taken. Here are your hosts, Steve Scafidi and Kristen Bry.
Well, welcome back. The show is that first hour flew by. All right. I had multiple requests. We had it on the text line. I had people DM me this morning about it, asking if we were going to talk about Scott Pelley being fired from 60 Minutes. And yes, indeed, we both wanted to talk about this, but to get you up to speed, Nick Bilton is the newly installed executive producer of 60 Minutes.
What's his news experience?
Not a lot.
No.
And he was put in place by Barry Weiss. And this is, obviously, we know that there's been multiple, both people exiting by choice, people being replaced. Like, there's been a lot of tumult, both at CBS News and specifically 60 Minutes. And Scott Pelley had reached his limit, it seems like, because not only he basically let Bilton have it in a public meeting. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I would say, I don't know if it's devil's advocate, but like, you can't yell at your boss. You can't like confront your new boss in front of the entire staff and tell him like what how inexperienced and unqualified he is for the job. So, you know, Bilton firing him for cause is maybe legitimate, but this is in the context of what's been dismantled at CBS. I think you could understand where Scott Pelley's coming from.
And I would argue that Scott Pelley knew this would happen.
Yeah.
He did it on purpose.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's smart enough to figure out things.
And so basically in the statement from Bilton, it was like, quote, this is to Scott Pelley. Yesterday, you hijacked my first meeting with staff to disparage me, my qualifications, and my intentions with remarkable incivility and contempt. Yesterday's performative display of hostility enacted in front of the staff instead of in civil, private conversation demonstrated that you have no interest in contributing to the future success of the show or approaching my new tenure with a mind open to collaboration and progress. Pelley had a different take on the situation.
Yeah, we actually have some audio. Let's cue that up and let's play it.
There was a time when things were worse. You have to go back a little ways. It was 1798. But that's when the Sedition Act was passed, and it was literally codified in law. It was against the law to criticize the federal government or any member of Congress. Editors and reporters went to jail in that period of time for doing their jobs. Fortunately, there was a sunset on that, and 2 years later in the Jefferson administration, it went away. But Madison was asked in 1800 what he thought of the Sedition Act, and he wrote in his letter from Virginia words that I think encapsulate this moment better than just about anything I can imagine. Madison wrote that freedom of the press is the right that guarantees all the others. And I am so honored to be in a room with my colleagues who are working so hard every day, taking risks every day to make sure that right endures.
And I think that's right.
So that wasn't, just to be clear for listeners, that wasn't his statement.
No.
But that was a separate audio you found that
he spoke to a group.
Yes. Part of his statement, which I think is pretty shocking, is the part that quote, he said, "For my part, new management has instructed me to inject falsehoods and bias into a politically sensitive story. I've been told to include assertions that are unverified." Like, that's a bold accusation as far as...
Here's one more. Politicians have been invited to choose correspondents for interviews on their broadcast. I'm old enough to remember 60 Minutes, Mike Wallace, Morley Schaefer? Morley is his first name. Safer. It's the gold standard. It was the gold standard for journalism on TV, and everyone looked forward to it. And I still watch 60 Minutes on occasion. But this version is not that. This is, in some ways, a dumbing down of journalism. Barry Weiss, the top CBS executive when it comes to news.
For now.
Scott Bilton, they're not qualified for their positions. This is because of an ownership change.
Nick Bilton.
This is because of an ownership change. The Ellisons, basically, the father and son, own this. CBS Paramount, I believe. This is what's happening. Journalism, real journalism matters. This is not journalism anymore, and this is not a good development. And as he said in that clip we played, all of our other freedoms exist because of this freedom. And I'm going to keep talking about it because it boggles my mind. There are people in our country who think this recent development is a good thing. How? In what world do you want to be sheltered from real news?
But does it actually? Because I feel like their ratings are going down.
Yeah, they've started to go down because the product isn't as good.
And so that's what I think that's interesting as far as where we are versus we're not at the point. I mean, we definitely have had journalists have their house searched. We definitely had Don Lemon get arrested. Is there any other cases right now as far as actual journalists getting
I'm sure
fully
there
arrested
are.
in the last 2 years? But there's a difference still between putting cronies and allies in newsrooms that are nice to you, but because of how decentralized our media landscape is now, you still have a choice. As a consumer, you have a choice of where you're going to get your news from. And so if there's enough information out there that, like, you can't trust this to be, if this is turning into Fox News or this is turning into punditry versus actual news, the expectation is consumers have a choice and their ratings would go down and that they would pay for that by losing audience.
I would say that diversity of options you would generally think is a good thing, but when most of those options are crap and politically filtered either way,
you're going to start watching ABC News now.
Yeah. I don't know what I'm going to watch, but I was talking to you during the break about dropping my screen time to now 2
David
plus.
Muir, beautiful man.
Yeah. For what? In what way?
David Muir?
Looking, you mean?
Very good looking man.
All right. What if I
He's
said?
also a good journalist.
Never mind.
Oh, what if you commented on a woman's look? You don't do that all the time.
I never do that.
Oh, okay.
Except you, because you're my radio co-host. From the text line, Scott Pelley was a pompous, arrogant, 3-letter word beginning with A, ending with SS, much like me.
Oh,
Scafidi. Yeah. So you're texter. You're irritated because I'm pointing out why journalism matters, or sort of. And if I have a pomposity to my words, get over it. I know that
and yet he listens, or she listens, depending on who it is.
Yeah, I'll say to this texter, I know you're more comfortable in a world where everyone agrees with you. You surround yourself with people that don't challenge your opinion. I'm not interested in that mindset because it's lazy, unintellectual, and at the end of the day, you're not smarter, you're dumber. Quick break. Hey, this is WTMJ Steve Scafidi. Have you listened to WTMJ Outdoors yet? Well, what are you waiting for? Every Saturday at 2 right here on 620 WTMJ. Stories of the outdoors in Wisconsin and beyond as we celebrate everything in recreation. This week, we're talking to our great partners at Outdoor Living Unlimited, Smoky Woods Barbecue from Crivets, Wisconsin. It's barbecue season. And how about stopping at the Volo Museum just south of the border of Wisconsin? Everything you want to do in the summer with your kids. Check it out.
It's WTMJ Outdoors, presented by Outdoor Living Unlimited.
Hey, it's WTMJ Steve Scafidi for Lake Lawn Resort. Been going there for decades. Just talked to one of their execs out there for my podcast. Actually, the WTMJ Outdoors program, I should say. No better place to welcome spring, summer, fall, and winter than the award-winning Lake Lawn Resort. I had a great meal at 1878 on the lake. Check it out. The food's amazing. The apps are awesome. Burgers, outstanding. Get out for a round at Majestic Oaks. Golfed it last summer with Kristen and all of our partners. Beautiful golf course. No matter your skill level, make a reservation. Or if this is your thing, unwind at the incredible Calidora Spa. I haven't done that yet, but my wife wants to. With 2 miles of shoreline along beautiful Delvin Lake, the scenery is spectacular, and it always has been. And as I said, 4 decades, I've seen it transform. There's always something to do or simply find the perfect spot to relax. Quiet spots, fun spots, great spots to eat, great golf, whatever it is, Lake Lawn Resort. See why everything is simply better at the lake. Plan your getaway today at lakelawnresort.com.
Everywhere you turn, it's plus, plus, plus. But at Hassel's Mattress, nobody has more plus than us. Our 35 beds from the top 5 brands start at $293. Plus, through Monday, get a free adjustable base. Plus, a huge selection of Beautyrest, Sealy Posturepedic, and other big-name brands. Plus, free next-day delivery and setup. Plus, employee-free showrooms. Whew! All these pluses have me feeling nonplussed. Find an employee-free showroom near you at Hasselist.com.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
Scott Pelley out at CBS, 60 Minutes. And, I applaud him. And, I know some people don't like the fact that legacy, that whenever you hear someone say legacy media, that means they don't want to hear the truth. Basically, they want to be pumped full of politics.
Oh, I don't think of
news.
legacy when I think of that. I think when people say mainstream media,
yeah, whatever.
That's when they're like, oh, the mainstream media is keeping this from you.
Yeah. And I run into people all day long that spend most of their time, mostly retirees, but watching one channel. It could be MSNBC, could be CNN, could be Fox. And so that's sort
It's
of
just the default that's on in the background.
It's like the habit of television viewing because I don't want to say too lazy to change the channel, but you get to know the hosts because, as you know, personality often drives interest, right? People listen because they like our personalities. I talk about gardening. You talk about all the crazy stuff you do. Although you're now a hot gardener. You're on it. I cannot wait, by the way, for you to unveil the before and after pictures to our upcoming guest, Melinda Myers. It's spectacular.
Thank you.
Well done, you.
Thank you.
Again, I want to put this on the record. How much help was Mike Sampson in this?
Zero.
Zero help.
Zero help. I think he's carried some bags of mulch.
All right, so he did
over the
help
years,
somewhat.
But actual planting.
As he planted a thing.
I don't think he's ever knelt down in our yard.
Come on. That's lazy.
I don't think he's ever.
Did he work through the plans with you?
Absolutely not.
What in the world?
Absolutely not.
Frankie was probably more help.
Frankie likes watering.
Yeah, see?
She
That's a
overwaters.
team effort.
She's pulled a couple out that we have to be like, we keep the plants in the ground.
Yes. Don't yank them.
Don't yank them out.
Yeah,
and don't step on them.
That's the other thing with little kids, because I have grandkids. Don't pick the beautiful flower that you're looking at, because it's always tempting. They want to pick everything.
That is what I feel bad when I take her to any of the greenhouses with me. Because she's gentle, but she's still like, she touches the flower like it's like how she pets a dog. Like she thinks it's really pretty, but I'm like, oh, if you touch that flower, it might die, especially if it's a rose.
No touch. A lot of people saying applaud me on the comments. Look,
your comeback.
I don't
your
hate
clapback.
I don't hate the listener. You have your opinion. I have mine. You called me out. I'm going to probably respond
But
to it.
here's my thing with people who engage with us who don't agree with us, which I want to applaud you that you continue to listen to a show where you don't agree with the host.
I'll give them credit for that.
And they feel like they want to engage with us, which is that's what we're here for. But that's why you're listening, right? It's like you're obviously listening because you want to either be challenged or you want to hear a different opinion than what yours is. And that is what is good. Like I went to Rufus King yesterday for more interviews for the documentary. And this is another school that teaches the legislative semester, which I've talked about. And I was talking to the teacher who's wonderful, Anna Hunter, who brought the legislative semester to Rufus King. And one of the things she talked about and she is like older Gen Z. So we interviewed her both as her experience as a young person and now first a young person teaching young people. And we were just talking about like the emphasis of teaching people how to have productive conversations because they're more interesting, right? And they're like attacking the idea, not attacking the person. And like it is boring to always agree.
But it makes
right?
money. It makes money.
It makes money, but it's just like whether it is the content you're consuming, the radio shows you listen to, the podcast where you get your news source, whether it's the people in your life, like it is more comfortable to agree, but it is way more boring than to actually be able to articulate both your opinion and seek to understand another opinion instead of immediately shutting down.
Texter asked a question. It's a fair question. What legacy media corporation? Well, it used to be CBS. I had a lot of respect for Scott Pelley and even Anderson Cooper when he did his work on 60 Minutes. Early CNN was something, that's sort of evolved into a yelling match at night with the
I mean, the news. I know New York Times gets a lot of crap from all sides, but like New York Times they've figured out a way to continue to be profitable. They do some unbelievable reporting. Their podcasts are good. Like New York Times is a legacy media that has still figured it out.
And I'll name some names locally here. We've had Mary Spacuzza on the program and Bill Glauber when he was working before he retired, and Jeremy Janine, UrbanMilwaukee.com, the two amazing female reporters yesterday from the Journal Sentinel who are doing.
Journal Sentinel punches above its weight, and I don't say that just as someone who works there, but as far as like how much local newsrooms have been gutted and how much you can like definitely criticize Gannett as a parent company. But what Milwaukee Journal Sentinel does with the resources they have should not be taken for granted.
And that was sort of where I was going. Given all those challenges, the ownership, the absolute barrage of silly local media attacking
layoffs after layoffs after layoffs
to the point where some, including at this station, people refused to say the name Journal Sentinel. The local paper, playing that stupid name game, which it's infantile first, but to grow up, right? So local journalism matters because there's still great reporting being done, and you find out things. You think Francesca Hong wanted to have that story reported, but they found out. And if you're someone who says that's a liberal rag, they just went after the leading candidate in the race for doing something she probably would not want to be made public. That's real journalism, uncomfortable as it is to Francesca Hong or Democrats. Real journalism matters. That's why I'm going to keep saying it. And if you are making money off bashing these organizations, and you live in a world where everything's filtered by politics or talking points or people saying the same thing and everyone nodding in agreement, I don't think you're getting the truth. And that's bad.
Agree.
All right. I love it when you agree with me. Doesn't happen that often. Look at that.
Look at
Smiling happy on a Wednesday. Quick break.
Get the help you need Saturday morning with How To Radio. At 7, it's the WTMJ Fix-It Show with David Nason, featuring this week's guest, Abby Home. At 9, plan your dream vacation with the Fox World Travel Show. And at 10, get financial guidance during Money Talk. Contact Annex Wealth Management for an unbiased review of your investments at annexwealth.com. How To Radio, Saturday mornings on WTMJ.
Hey, it's WTMJ Steve Scafidi. I talked about QC Kinetics a lot because it changed my life and my pain. It used to be left arm pain, tennis elbows, commonly referred to. But if any of these things apply to you, listen, I can't raise my arms. I can't climb stairs. I can't kneel down, which means I can't play with the kids, grandkids, golf with the guys, or get through a workday without exhausting pain. I'm here to celebrate what you can do. And that's exactly what QC Kinetics patients are doing. Not bracing for the next jolt of pain, not making excuses. They've moved on back to basically enjoying and living their lives. You heard me talk about Dr. Ashley Caravelli and your great team at QC Kinetics, and so many of you have been through those treatments, but there's opportunity here. They do the work right in their office. No missing work, no surgery, no long recovery, often no meds. The inflammation calms down, the pain goes away. And I love hearing from folks who have done this. How we here at WTMJ have helped you dig out from under that long list of can'ts and get back to living your best life pain-free. So find out what you can do. It's a good life out there. Enjoy it. Live life to the fullest. Get rid of the pain starting now. Consultations are free. Can't make it any cheaper than that or easier. If you're a good candidate, find out. Call 414-667-5559. That's 414-667-5559, QC Kinetics.
Who doesn't need a seasonal wardrobe update? But who has the cash to always keep their wardrobe updated? Ladies, that's why you shop St. Vincent de Paul. Our women's clothing is always a highlight of our stores, and thrift store prices keep the costs low. It allows you to experiment and also find a hidden gem. St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
For those with a warm weather fashion passion, try St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores because that's where you'll find a vast array of men's, women's, girls, and boys' warm weather apparel at the friendliest prices. So many choices and at such a value. You can fill the closet without draining your wallet. Shop warm weather fashions at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
If you're looking to upgrade your bath or shower, Abbey Home can do it all in one day. We pull all the permits, tear everything down to the studs, and leave you with a beautiful lifetime warranted system that's turnkey. Grab bars, a seat, new fixtures, and a shower door. Right now, get 50% off installation with Abbey Home. And if somebody asks you if you know a guy in the business, you can say no, but I know a girl. Go to abbyhome.com today. Or give us a call, 414-436-ABBY. That's 414-436-2229.
You can't handle the truth.
Never gets old. You should probably play a Russell Crowe one, too. That's also a good one out of that. Yeah, look, I'm not perfect. I don't always know everything about everything, but I will tell you what I think about things. And I think most people at the end of their days or their life would argue that a free press, a freedom of expression and speech is a good thing for a country that sort of is built on that foundational principle. But we're going the opposite direction.
Yeah, it's basically the first thing.
Yeah. Also, somebody said you're too rough on your husband. You say a lot of nice things about Mike.
No. My life is infinitely better because of my husband. He's just worthless in the garden. In all other aspects of life, he is invaluable. But he doesn't get a lot of enjoyment out of yard work.
So I am a big fan in believing in changing the status quo. How can we make him a more active participant in your landscape and gardening experience? How can we do that? Do I have to sit down with him?
No, I think he just doesn't. I just think it's not his thing.
No, he's got to make it his thing because it's your thing.
I don't think we both have to have the same thing.
Not absolutely, but he lives in that environment. He enjoys hopefully he enjoys what you've done.
He helps pay for it. Does that help?
Yeah. But does he celebrate it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so he's giving you...
He loves it. He loves how good it looks.
Okay,
and
so
he's told me multiple times how proud he is of what I've done.
So his involvement is praise.
Yeah. Yes. He's involved in both monetarily and appreciation. He's just not down in the dirt with me, which is fine. It's like I'm the one who actually likes getting dirty in there.
Maybe I should mentor him in appreciation of gardening.
You should do that.
Because I have jobs that he could do with me. I run a cemetery. I do all the landscaping. I always need help.
If that's what I'm going to do, next time he loses a bet to me, it's not going to be that's going to be the bet. Is that if you lose, you have to go do yard work with Steve at the cemetery.
I bet you we'd enjoy it though.
You probably have fun together.
Yeah, we do need to hang because we haven't had a lot of time to do that.
You got to come back from your vacation and we'll find time.
All right. I asked for it, so we should probably play it.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
Do you think that's why? I think people come here to hear us tee this stuff up. We've had some great shows recently.
I agree. I think so. I mean, I think we have what I'm really proud of as far as what I can tell from the feedback we get via email, via the text line, via DM, is that I think we have a wide range on the political spectrum of the people who listen to this show. We have people who are very conservative. We have people who are very left, a lot of moderates in between, and they don't agree with either of us all the time.
Yeah.
And that's why they listen.
And thanks for all the nice comments on it. It's not all people that hate my guts. So, local news, arrogant. And then after local news, Melinda Myers.
Woo!
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. The U.S. Supreme Court has ruled Alabama can move forward to use a congressional map for the midterms from 2023 that was previously blocked by lower courts. Here's ABC's Devin Dwyer.
The bottom line is this is the culmination of years of litigation in Alabama. It is now removing one of those two majority black districts, a seat held by Democrats, and is the latest indication now that these race-based politics, including those that protect minority voters, are starting to give way to a new era.
The Pentagon says the U.S. intercepted Iranian drones targeting a U.S. base in Kuwait. Kuwait's public airport also heavily damaged. In California, a hostage standoff and bomb threat at a bank in downtown Bakersfield is over. Police say the suspect is dead. All were released, but police don't have a motive. And the U.S. Coast Guard dive team in the Bahamas searching for Lynette Hooker had to end early today due to lightning. The Michigan woman disappeared in April. Her husband says she fell off their dinghy. This is ABC News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 11:31. I'm Connie Weber. I-41 northbound remains closed from Silver Spring Drive to Appleton Avenue due to a semi-crash. Happened just after 5 this morning when the semi lost control in the work zone and hit a wall. Unclear when that freeway will open. The closure created headaches during the morning commute. Drivers still being asked to find an alternate route. Milwaukee leaders have signed off on a settlement tied to a fatal police incident on the city's south side. The Common Council approved paying $250,000 to the family of Haley Linville, who died after being struck by a Milwaukee police squad car back in September. Police were responding to a welfare call near 20th and Lapham when the squad hit Linville near an alley entrance. City Attorney's Office determined Milwaukee was legally liable. Settlement now awaits Mayor Cavalier Johnson's signature. Sheriff's deputies looking for a bicycle rider who was hit by a car in Ozaukee County. Happened around 8:30 a.m. Tuesday near Fredonia, Kohler Road and County Highway H in the town of Fredonia. Deputies say the bicyclist was hit by the car with Illinois plates. The driver was eventually arrested on other charges. Witnesses say the cyclist left the scene on foot and is described as a white man with an e-bike with damage to the rear wheel. Deputies want to find the bicyclist to make sure that person is okay. Time for some news about your money with the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. The Dow is down 425 points, 50,882. The Nasdaq down 270 at 26,821. S&P 500 down 50 points at 7,559. Financial planning at every level. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Details at annexwealth.com. Taking a look at the roads with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. We have a new freeway crash blocking 2 left lanes. I-94 west about a half mile beyond the ramp from Wisconsin Highway 164. Again, 2 left lanes blocked there. And of course, 41 north from Silver Spring Drive to Appleton Avenue still closed because of that semi-crash this morning. Here's your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Sunny and nice today. High 77. Lakeside up to 81. Inland clear. Comfortable tonight. Low 57. Partly cloudy. Warm tomorrow. High of 88. Mostly cloudy Friday. Rain and thunderstorms likely with a high of 85. Chance of morning rain Saturday. Maybe even a storm. Saturday's high 81. Sunny on Sunday. High 73. Lakeside up to 83 inland. 73 in Madison and in Green Bay. 70 degrees in Milwaukee. I'm Connie Weber. Outdoor Living Unlimited. WTMJ News Time, 11:34.
From sliding framed, semi-frameless, or frameless glass shower doors to heavy all-glass custom enclosures that can be built to fit any opening, at Less's Glass, we cover all the bases. But our biggest strength isn't only our selection. It's in our installation experience. We've been around nearly 40 years, and you only last that long if your installers leave the job the way your customers expect it to be left. Other places can sell you a glass shower enclosure, and some of those big guys may even be able to do it for a little cheaper. But the question you need to ask yourself is, will the job be done right? So remember, paying for quality only hurts once, but it does feel good when you get what you expect. This is Stacy Sinks with Less's Glass Service. If it's a new glass shower door, fogged or broken insulated glass replacement, or affordable glass and mirror home decor that you've been looking for, you just can't pass on Less's Glass. Less's Glass Service, serving all of southeastern Wisconsin. Find us at lessglassservice.com.
Dave Spano, CEO of Annex Wealth Management.
We have a contractual agreement that we give our clients, this fiduciary standard of care. We also say fee-only fiduciary. So a lot of people are kind of twisting it these days and saying, I'm a fiduciary some of the time. I call them part-time fiduciaries. And that's the reason why we say fee-only fiduciary. That means we do not accept commissions.
Know the difference with Annex Wealth Management. Click Get Started at annexwealth.com.
Father's Day is coming up, and let's be honest, Dad doesn't need another tie. Give him something he actually wants. New windows that lower energy bills, a durable new roof, beautiful siding, or a bath remodel he can brag about to every guest who visits. And during the Exterior Pros and Baths June savings event, you'll get $3,000 off your project. That's $3,000 in instant savings, but only for a limited time. Call 262-800-4274 or visit extpros.com today. Exterior Pros and Baths. Big savings done right.
I'm putting my fanboy hat on because we have a great guest. She's here to talk about the Enjoy Life Symposium, my friends at Capri Communities that I work with. It's coming up Wednesday, June 10th at the Elmbrook Church, 777 South Barker Road. It's a great day. We had Chef Michael Fecker in studio. Kristen's alongside, by the way, for this interview, even though I'm just going to
I'm just alongside.
Michael Fecker is going to be one of the speakers, and the other speaker is Melinda Myers. A lot of people know you as the plant doctor, author of 20 books, which I did not know. And first of all, welcome.
Thank you. It's always great to be here.
I know you do John's show and Julia's show.
Right.
Is it every week? Every
Just
Friday?
once a month. So,
once a month.
Yeah.
You're an expert. And I love, first of all, I love the approach you take because we both know, and Kristen does now, it's your life. It's not just planting a flower and then watering it once in a while. It consumes you, right? I mean, you showed Melinda your picture of your before and after of your yard. It's amazing transformation.
It is. In 2 years, it can be done.
It can be. I mean, it's not cheap though. I will say to do it that quickly, it's not a cheap venture.
But you also, when you have a smaller space, I lived in the city for quite a few years, and I said you could splurge because you didn't need as many plants.
That's true.
Now I have a bigger space to garden, which is wonderful, but I have to be a little more careful with the plant budget.
And the magic of gardening and landscaping is it doesn't matter what the space. You could have 5 square meters or 5 acres. It's all good, and you can do amazing things in those little spaces.
Oh, you bet. And it's your garden. I was once following a speaker, and her topic was, it's my garden, I don't care what you think. And I thought, what a great idea, because, things that we do, it's our personality.
Yeah.
It's what we cherish and love, and so it's a great way to have that expressed. And, it is my garden. So I don't care what you think.
I love that attitude. It's almost because it's almost like decorating your house, right?
Exactly.
As far as like if you have a bohemian, I think I saw something they called like a chaotic garden the other day, and I was like, that's a little where mine is. I was like, I just like want it like all the different flowers. Like give me everything instead of like a pristine symmetry.
Right. I'm like you. There's nothing level, even, or yes.
But that gives it character.
It does.
Because if it's too polished, too formal. I mean, there's a place for those kind of gardens.
Right.
We all go to and visit them.
Right.
At least we do.
Right.
But there's the natural piece of it, and that's why I love what you're going to do at the Enjoy Life Symposium, because you're gonna make it easier on folks.
And especially the older you get, the easier you want things to be. Plus, even if you're young, protect your joints, protect your skin. But if it's easy, you can do more, and it's more fun. If we make it too difficult, and I get a little irritated with people who make it too much of a hardcore science and too difficult, that I'm like, no, make it fun, make it easy. We all have failures, accept that. That's how you learn. And it's an experiment, but it's a beautiful one.
The failures teach you things. Just
Yes.
like in life, gardening, you learn, okay, maybe that's not the right soil conditions. Maybe I watered them too much. All those things are real gardener things that you learn after doing it. Too much shade, not enough sun, all that stuff.
Exactly.
All right, let's bring in Kim Irwin, who joined Chef Michael Fecker. Also, she is the VP of Marketing for Capri Communities and is brilliant in putting these things together. How did you get Melinda Myers?
We were so fortunate, weren't we? I mean, we have quite the lineup at the symposium. We're thrilled. We knew, just listening to what Melinda just said, our attendees, they're retired. They have time. They want beautiful homes. And so Melinda has many topics that would be appealing to our audience, but we thought the easy to maintain, beautiful landscaping was going to hit the target.
And I was thinking about this when I was getting ready for the show. You touched on food. Everybody eats.
Everybody eats.
And most people garden,
Right.
or at least landscape, because a lot of people have those kind of situations, their living conditions. That's hitting all the pieces of this story, right?
You bet. Absolutely. And they're both great ways to enjoy life, right? Everyone has a different definition of enjoying life, but most people can agree that they enjoy life outdoors. They enjoy life when they're eating food with friends and family. So they both really were perfect fits.
All right, so full disclosure, we're gonna pitch your great event in a second, but we're gonna ask Melinda some gardening questions. I have a bunch. I don't think, frankly, there's
Wait,
enough
what's
time
the squirrel question that you have? I don't know.
You'll
if
find out.
Oh.
Because squirrels affect landscaping and gardening in a big way. So you haven't learned
What's
that.
worse, a squirrel or a bunny?
They're both bad.
Yes.
They're
I was
amazing.
going to say it's a toss-up in my yard.
Kim Irwin, tell us about the Enjoy Life Symposium in 30 seconds or less.
You got it. It is on Wednesday, June 10th at Elmbrook Church. It is targeted for adults 55 plus. We have speakers like Melinda and Chef Fecker. We have a fashion show. We have 50 Enjoy Life exhibitors, educational breakout sessions, music, food, performances by the Dancing Grannies, the Golden Gals, the Ukuleles. We have it all. The Bucks Grand Dancers, they'll all be there. The Humane Society will be there. We have food and raffles, and it'll be a lot of fun.
I got to go 2 years ago. It was the attendance was amazing as far as how many people showed up. Like it was a very good vibe.
We've broken a record this year.
I would go, but I'll be in the Caribbean.
I think you have a good excuse, Steve, but next year.
Next year I will definitely be
Bring
there. All
him
right.
in to talk about the beauty of being able to go on as many vacations as you want.
He could
as
be
you
our
retire.
vacation expert.
All right.
That's enjoying life.
Melinda Myers, Kim Irwin, lots more conversation. And we're going to talk some landscaping, gardening questions, and the squirrel question or the bunny question after this.
Don't wait until Friday for your fish fry. The Mine Shaft restaurant serves their all-you-can-eat fish fry every Wednesday and Friday. WTMJ's John Mercure here. The haddock fish fry is just $8.99. You'll pay twice that at other restaurants. I love the Mine Shaft fish fry. Build your own big burger or chicken sandwich with a pile of hot fries for under $10 today. Kids and grandkids under 3, eat for free. Sunday through Thursday from the kids menu, it is free. They can safely play in the world-class game room, quietly set away from the dining area while you finish up your meal. That sounds fantastic. Everybody in the family wins. I urge you to just walk on in today for your Wednesday all-you-can-eat haddock fish fry at just $8.99. That's a crazy low price, and it's great food. Cocktails, beer, appetizers are half price Monday through Thursday from 2 till 5. The Mine Shaft in downtown Hartford and in Oshkosh near the EAA. Lots of seating, lots of close parking. Big food, big fun. It's the Mine Shaft Restaurant.
Market swings can feel very different when you're close to retirement. Hi, I'm Tony Drake, certified financial planner and founder of Drake & Associates right here in Wisconsin. When you're younger, volatility is often something you ride out over time. But as retirement approaches, big market drops can have a much bigger impact on your long-term plan. That's why many retirees need a different investment approach, one that balances growth with protection and provides income even when markets are unpredictable. At Drake & Associates, we help families design diversified strategies intended to help manage risk while still giving your money the opportunity to grow. My complimentary retirement toolkit walks through how thoughtful investment planning can help you stay confident during uncertain markets. You'll receive a copy of my book, Get Retirement Ready, along with 5 guides covering income planning, taxes, and smart investing. Call 414-897-9522 or text RISK to 414-897-9522 for your no-cost toolkit. That's 414-897-9522 or text the word RISK to 414-897-9522. Because the goal isn't just growing your money, it's protecting the retirement you've worked for.
Drake & Associates LLC is an independent investment advisory firm that offers a variety of different investment vehicles. This commercial is provided for informational purposes only and should not be construed as individual investment advice. Drake & Associates LLC does not provide legal or tax advice. Past performance is not indicative of future performance.
Drafty windows means wasted money. Call Siding Unlimited today for energy-efficient replacement windows and doors and start saving now. For a free estimate and honest price guarantee, go to sidingunlimited.com.
I am a fanboy for this half hour because Linda Myers is joining us and Kim Irwin, Vice President of Marketing for Capri Communities. A huge event. You can find out about it. By the way, it's free, Kim.
Free event.
EnjoyLifeSymposium.com.
Yes, we want people to pre-register.
Wednesday, June 10th, 8:30 to 3, Elmbrook Church on 777 South Barker Road. Now, we're going to geek out and talk about gardening stuff. I asked the squirrel question. So I live in a neighborhood with mature trees. Squirrels are some people feed squirrels. I have neighbors that do that. But they're a pest to me because they're digging up my stuff. What's your solution to that problem?
So I have to tell you, I just noticed they're digging up my tulip bulbs. Yes, I plant tulips.
Are they eating these things?
Yes, they are.
I had 50 bulbs and I got 2 tulips.
Right. And so usually I think of them as being a problem in the fall when you plant, but because it's so dry, their food is a little scarcer. I just saw some holes. So I work with, I always like to disclose, Plant Skid, which is an organic, rain-resistant animal repellent. Works on gray squirrels, chipmunks, things that are
Plant Skid?
SKYDD.
Okay.
And it's organic and it's rain-resistant, so you don't have to reapply it. And I've had really good success with it. But, like anything, if you can do it before they start feeding, you're always better off. or as soon as you notice the damage.
So you just put it in the soil?
So there's granulars. So for the squirrels, I put it right around my bulbs. I'll put it around my edible plants. If I have, I have my garden fenced in where I grow my vegetables, but the other plants like my tulips that are outside, and they have a liquid you can spray on for things that are eating higher up.
Is it true that marigolds actually repel some? That's an urban legend.
I
Or
did
a garden legend.
A garden legend. I did some work at Summerfest years ago when the kids would come in and plant, and I got a call the next day. All those marigolds, they ate all the flowers off. So you've obviously
they're easy to grow. I every year I take the seeds
pretty.
and then into my greenhouse I sprinkle the seeds and I get free marigolds and I have.
But
some
you're
free
not
of-
using them to try to repel animals.
No. Well, I'm in a greenhouse, so I don't have to worry about that.
You just close the door.
As much as you can. As much as you can, right?
Because things can sneak in.
All right, the other thing is I have a miniature like Japanese garden. So I have obviously Japanese maple, hostas, potted hostas, which is unique for me. Learned that on a gardening show. But I need shade other than coleus. I need a shade-loving plant to sort of highlight that has some color, some spikes. What would that be?
Well, I really like the angel wing begonias, things like dragon wing,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
big whopper. They'll take sun, they'll take shade. They're low maintenance. They're free flowering. You don't have to deadhead them. My kind of plant. Browalia, not used a lot. White or blue flowers, and it's probably about 12 inches tall, very shade tolerant. So if you want some blue in there, it works great. Those are some of my favorite of the shade colors. The spike plants, I know everybody's like, oh, everybody grows spike, but there's so many new cultivars. The more colorful, the more sun that they do.
Wander through a nursery. It's amazing now.
Yes.
Because it used to be not like that.
Right.
20 years ago, not that
What do you mean by
variety.
spike plants?
It shoots up a spike.
Cordyline, people would have it in the middle of their container. You may be too young. The old-fashioned way was geraniums, Dusty Miller, Vinca vine, and a spike in the middle.
Oh, okay.
I think I'd
now
still
you
do
know.
that.
So I just had to set the and I, it's one of those where you go, oh, I hate spike. But now there's so many cool new cultivars that are so good.
What about a stilbe or
A
ASTILBE?
stilbe. Those are great perennials. I was thinking annuals, but you're right. A stilbe.
Those are hard to find because those are I was actually trying to find, and I didn't know like a Home Depot. A lot of the
Look
greenhouses
in
I've
perennials,
been,
though, not in annuals.
I know, but
So-
I still couldn't really find them. So I don't know if there's a place that you feel like usually has them in stock.
Well, I work with eBird, so I always like to
Okay.
disclose. I'm a little biased, but they have a wide selection.
Okay.
But going to a nursery or garden center that is more focused on a gardening than on big box kind of things, home repair. So a stilbe is wonderful, likes moisture. One of my favorite is Epimedium. It's a great ground cover. So you know that one with seasonal interest. Brunera, which is Siberian bug loss.
How weird is it that I know these?
I know. I'm watching your head. I'm like, I don't even need to
I'm
describe
watching.
this to you.
My wife Kathy goes, "Are you watching another gardening show?"
Well, they're so
It's
exciting.
addictive.
It is. And you could get such great ideas and then translate what you like. Pick what you like from them. Virginia pig squeak, you squeak the leaves. It sounds like a pig squeaking. So when I was teaching at MATC, I made my students do all that goofy stuff. And they're like, oh, we're going out with Melinda again.
All right, Kim. So you hit a home run on your speakers for this event. JoyLifeSymposium.com. Fecker on food, Melinda on everything
Gardening.
outdoors.
Melinda
and gardening.
opens the show. She's at 9:30.
Oh, headliner, they used to call that.
Right.
Yeah. So how excited are you about the event?
I'm so excited. We've broken attendance records. We are hoping to have a very beautiful day. And really, it's just great to watch people come through the door and have so much fun, however they choose to make their day, right? They should check out the agenda. Go online, enjoylifesymposium.com.
And free.
See what they want to do. And it's free.
Yeah,
Right.
that's why when you told me this, because we were recording something for, I think, Sunday Sip or something.
Yes.
And you said you have Fecker and Myers. I go, oh my God, that's like the best.
He's going to skip the
he was
show.
so
Oh, no, you're
great.
not going to be here.
He's
Normally,
gonna
if
be-
he was in town, he'd just skip the show to go.
Yeah.
Super generous again.
All
It's
right,
like, you're too young for this. You stay here.
Melinda, let's keep in touch.
I would love to.
I have so
anytime
many questions for you.
And I'm going to kind of pick your brain about the greenhouse as we put it up. So
Yeah,
thank
she-
you.
Or
she's-
maybe just hire you. Maybe you can do it pro bono.
I've done 2 of them. I have skills now.
Okay.
Kim Irwin, Vice President of Marketing, Capri Communities. You're a great partner. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you, Steve. Thanks, Kristen.
Melinda, you already know how awesome you are. So thanks for being here.
Thank
We'll
you
be
both.
keep in touch. Kristen and Steve will wrap it up after this on 620 WTMJ.
Tune in to Wisconsin's Midday News with Greg Matzik and Jessica Ty.
The Justice Department opens an investigation into whether longtime advice columnist E. Jean Carroll lied during the civil litigation against President Trump.
Bringing you the latest in news, sports, traffic, and weather.
A former Dane County judge and attorney for President Trump is seeking millions from the new Department of Justice Anti-Weaponization Fund.
Every weekday from noon until 3 p.m. Only on WTMJ.
Hey, it's WTMJ, Steve 50 with Milwaukee Weight Loss. You know the story, right? Transform my appearance, my weight, feel better. Doctor says I'm doing better. 50 pounds in about a year plus now. Milwaukee Weight Loss, that's the secret. Dr. Develop, easy to follow. I followed it. You can follow it, right? Lose weight fast, naturally, safely, no drugs or injections, none of the serious side effects. The magic for me and you or anyone that's using Milwaukee Weight Loss, resetting your metabolism. So you change your behavior when it comes to food. You look at food differently, and the weight comes off for good. Year and a half later, way less than I did a year and a half ago. Here's the thing. Go to MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. Easy as that. MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. Schedule your free consultation. It's free. And I'm going to throw in an extra bonus for listening to the show. $200 off their summer special, their price, by booking your free consultation at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com and signing up. MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. Results may vary.
Save on the best quality furniture and mattresses during the Memorial Day sale at Ken Michaels Furniture. With major discounts from our premier suppliers, you will save big bucks on top brands like Bradington Young, made in the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains. Bradington Young is known for its fine quality leather upholstery. Fjords brings you modern Scandinavian designed recliners and sofas, ergonomically engineered for more hip and back support. Norwalk, with American roots that go back over 100 years, specializes in making furniture just for you. Choose the piece, style, fabric, or leather you want, and in just 35 days, we'll deliver your new sofa, chair, or sectional. In stock or special orders are all sale priced. Need a little help putting it all together? At Ken Michaels Furniture, our design staff is ready to help you with your purchases. And it's free. Stop in today and save during our Memorial Day sale at Ken Michaels Furniture on Capitol Drive in Brookfield, Highway 100 in Greenfield, or our downtown Mattress Factory showroom.
Discover your new favorite city, Milwaukee. Catch a sunrise over Lake Michigan. Sip your way through craft breweries. And dive into a dining scene that's turning heads. From museums and music to thrilling sports teams and buzzing nightlife, Milwaukee delivers all season long. Good things are always brewing on the Fresh Coast. The expert guides at visitmilwaukee.org have everything you need to fully plan every detail. Whatever it is you'd like to do in Milwaukee. Plan your trip today at visitmilwaukee.org.
Church and Chapel Funeral Homes. Several locations, several choices. Church and Chapel Funeral Homes. There's one near you.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee. From the Annex Wealth Management Studios, this is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
I absolutely love spending time with Melinda Byers and Kim Irwin. She's so fun to work with. I've done a lot of stuff with Capri in the last year, and I'll be doing more with them, including right after one of our State Fair shows. I'm emceeing a big event at State Fair for Capri Communities.
Has Melinda been on your outdoor show?
No. But I actually...
That seems like a very easy thing that I'm surprised you hadn't thought of yet.
Well, you know, it's we get a lot of guests. But here's the thing. We might take some of our conversation and just package that and put it on
you
there.
definitely should do that.
Yeah.
But I feel like you were as such a big fanboy, the opportunity to get her back.
You know what blew me? 20 books. That's sort of an amazing thing. Because she's busy. She does a lot of stuff. She's very active, and she's endorsing products and working with nurseries and now building a greenhouse, which I can certainly help her with. That's a fun life. And could you tell we were geeking out? Because I could recognize the plants she's talking about, and I just love that.
I'm not elevated to that level.
You'll
I'm
get
not
there, though.
yet, as far as like knowing the names of all these different
I'll give you
things.
some love, though. Astilbe, you knew what that was because you looked for it.
Well, it's also because Debbie Bry was like, I think these would do well in your yard.
Yeah, because you're
so now I know. Yeah, now I know what those are. But there's
don't
a lot
make the
there's a
mistake.
lot of things in my yard that, especially some of the random native plants that I just bought at a native plant sale. And I was like, I don't know what these are. So like I'm still not to the level where it's like I can look at a plant and I'm like, oh, that's a yada yada yada.
Yeah, that's a lungwort. You know? Yeah.
I know marigolds. I know impatiens. I know
You'll get there.
coleus.
That's what I used to
know. Roses, obviously.
Now, here's the thing. Do you have any geraniums on your property?
No.
There's nothing more bold. You know, you have to find a spot on your property that has a little bit of sun than a red geranium in a big pot. It looks spectacular.
Oh.
I learned this because I have a bench, an old bench that I built 30 years ago that's still in good shape. And I placed 3 large pots with 3 red geraniums on it. And I love looking at that every time I go outside.
Okay.
It makes a statement.
And we know I'm all about making a statement.
Well, somebody, by the way, asked if you would share pictures of your before.
I'm going to put it in the newsletter.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll put the before and after in the newsletter.
It is a very unique design, but you took the best ideas from different people on, what was it, Pinterest?
Pinterest.
And, I mean, the work that you did, that's a hell of a lot of work. And I'm so proud of you because I had played a literal. I gave you a couple plants. I gave you a couple planters.
Give some advice.
Advice? Because you learn stuff over. I'm much older than you if you don't know that. Audience, I'm much older than Kristen. But you shared knowledge, and that's the cool thing about gardening and landscaping. So check out.
You also built my flower boxes that are on one side of the house.
With recycled wood from another project, which I just did a project for my grandkids.
Look at you little hippie. Recycling.
I should grow my hair out and get a pony. All right, we got to go. Fun show today. We'll do it again tomorrow on 620 WTMJ.
Recently, a seller that unfortunately ended up choosing another agent called me. She said she made a mistake.